Friday. Joined by Big Ev via Zoom with a hell of a shirt. You look like Jordan in Barcelona. I love that. Marty Clemmer, brought to you by Cars.com. Cars.com is a leading digital marketplace that connects car shoppers with their perfect car. Celebrating 25 years of helping shoppers research, find inventory, finance, and sell cars. Wherever life takes you and whoever you're looking to be, there's a car for that on Cars.com. Up to 50,000 cars are added daily to Cars.com. Shop over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Find your next possibility on Cars.com. Where to next? Football Friday. Where do you want to start? Probably unpack last night's. I don't know if I want to call it a disaster, but I want to call it ugly or a little bit of a letdown that we were in the game, but we never really were in the game because you look at the yardage. So I don't really know what to make of it. We had like 160 yards total.
Well, one, it's hard when you can't run the ball.
Well, your best player is sitting on the sideline.
Yeah, exactly. You can't get any run going, and that's just what the 49ers do. They just they did a methodical drive on the Giants. The Giants shot themselves in the foot 5 times on third down, third and long. The amount of times that we had them at 3rd and 14, 3rd and 12, and they'd do a screen to Debo and get a first down. The 49ers are really good. We all knew that. It didn't even feel like they played that well, and they had 30 points.
Yeah, I thought we gave them a bunch of flags as well.
A ton.
So many.
That's what I'm saying.
Third down
it's like we would stop them, and it's up flag, and it's like Brock Purdy's playing what he has to do. Their defense, 49ers, Daniel Jones is pressured 47% of the time.
No turnovers, though, last night for us.
No. I think we had one. Oh, he threw a pick. Yeah,
but it also hit Waller square in his hands.
Yeah, I rule that one as
this guy.
a little fluky. Sorry,
this guy did DM me this, and he was like, through 3 games, Daniel Jones has been under pressure 47% of the time. That's generally a number that produces completely non-viable quarterback play. Our offensive line's a problem right now, and we're hurt obviously with Thomas, and Neal ended up getting hurt at the end of the game. Like, I'm not like. I don't think he could have done too much more yesterday. Like, he could have been better, obviously, but the 49ers just swarmed us.
There's nothing you guys could do. You play that same game 10 times, and you lose 10 times. You just got outclassed. Giants didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, it was a step up in competition.
Yes, they did, though.
I took a lot of
those penalties really fucked us.
I took a lot of positives out of it, though. I
did too. That's the problem.
I thought you didn't no-show. You played with them for an extended period of time, held them to field goals. Yeah, they did get 30, but held them to field goals that could have been touchdowns here and there. Like, I don't know. Ev, you're usually the more positive guy as well. Like, what do you make of it?
It was like a weird feeling after the game, because I kind of feel the same way as you guys, where it was like it was bad, but like there was some good things you took from it. Like, I didn't think Daniel Jones was horrible. I thought it's just tough when you have, like Marty said, just no ability to run the ball. You got Nick Bosa in your face almost immediately, like half the time you drop back. He missed like a couple throws, maybe a little high. There was a couple I thought Waller maybe could have been more catchable. Waller probably should have caught a few of them, but he wasn't. Daniel Jones was not the reason we lost that game.
No.
And then the defense, as much as San Fran moved the ball, the defense played pretty hard. Like, Micah McFadden made some good plays. They did some good things. They also they would have won the game regardless. They got a few bounces, I thought, as well. Like the big tip pass. Then we shot ourselves in the foot, like them converting those 3rd and longs with screens. I thought the roughing the passer was just egregious, but like I said, that's not the reason we lost. I don't know. This season's just, it's weird. I don't know where this team's gonna go. I agree with you, Rico. Your initial point, like we didn't just no-show. Like, I thought we came to play. We just simply didn't have the dogs, like the Jimmies and Joes, if you will. They just got them, and we did, especially without Saquon, especially without Andrew Thomas. We didn't have it. Like, we weren't in that game many times.
I'm going to tell you right now, because I think we're all on the same page that I don't think we all know we're not Super Bowl ready. We all know that.
No.
We all know that. That's obvious. But like, I still think there's a better team in there. But I'm going to tell you this right now. I will be hammering us in 11 days. I already love the Giants against the Seahawks. That's so much rest. Saquon maybe can get back. I love that game already. But that game yesterday was one of the most boring football games I've ever watched.
went fast too. The first half flew.
First half flew. Third quarter took a long time, but because of all the Giants penalties. But like, dude, I barely remember the Giants offense being on the field. You know what I mean?
Weren't.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's what I was going to say too. The Niners, they just controlled the clock. So I mean, we couldn't stop the run either. Like they never gashed us for like the big run.
No, but they were going 6, 7, 4, 5, 10 every play.
We couldn't stop it. They could have ran it all day, which was obviously a big problem.
I mean, Matt Breida had 4 rushes. He had 4 carries.
I mean,
and Brywell had 4 carries.
He barely had the ball. Like it just felt like we barely were on offense.
Couldn't do it.
I mean, we were. I mean, they had the ball. I think. I mean, I was a 60-minute game. I think the possession they had possession for almost like over 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Almost 40 minutes.
I got a trivia question for you guys. How many seconds have the Giants had a lead for this season?
0.
No. Well,
no. 4 with Arizona.
No, less. Like
2 seconds.
Like 25 seconds.
Ev is like spot on. It's 23.
Jeez.
So through 3 games, the Giants have led for a total of 23 seconds.
Do you guys think you're a playoff team?
I think in the NFC you have a better window. All right, look at the North. The North is a disaster.
Right.
Like I don't know what to make of the North. So if you can get in the mix of that,
I think we're in the hunt for sure.
The East is loaded.
That's what Marty took. I was going to say. I think as of right now, we're in the hunt team.
The South is still kind of a mess. I know the Bucks are 2-0 and the Falcons are
the Saints
also
all 2-0.
This is
Saints are 2-0, but they're still kind of messy teams.
This is the most real answers you'll get from us all year. The Cowboys
The
Cowboys are way ahead of us. The Eagles are way ahead of us. The 49ers are way ahead of us. But after that, I don't think people are way ahead of us.
Right, and I think on your best day, you could play with any one of them. So
I mean, even before the season, I bet you guys looked at this schedule and like, all right, we'll probably be 1-2 after these 3 games.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, like,
but that's what makes
going to
the Seattle. But here's the other part. Here's the dangerous part. Buffalo and Miami coming up. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
It's Seattle, then Miami.
Yeah, Buffalo and Miami coming up are I would say definite losses to an extent if you're playing that way. That's why you got to beat Seattle.
The schedule gets a lot easier.
And then you got to beat. And then I think it's the Jets. Then you got to beat the Jets.
Commanders,
Jets, Raiders, which is
that's
great.
where you guys got to make hay.
Commander.
But you got to go get Seattle, get back to 2-2, and like, all right, we're treading water.
And at Bills, that is a.
What about
put this schedule together?
Seahawks game Monday night too. By the way, that Seahawks. That's
good though because we need. It's good because we need as much rest as possible right now.
Is it Saquon?
Yeah.
What about the fact that Danny Dimes is really who people think Kirk Cousins is in primetime? 1-11 straight up.
But that's where like people are, because that's why people always were going to say Daniel Jones sucks, is because they see him in primetime, and I get that. But like you have to think of the Giants as a team. Have like you guys always say, quarterback is not a wins and losses, not a quarterback stat, which is also we can't use that against any other. When I say it against someone else, you know what I mean?
No, you wanted the promise with that stat. I'd be curious to look this up. If it's so, what is that, like 12, 13 games now? I bet more than half of them are the Cowboys, which we've lost every time.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
If you look at the teams we've, like, obviously it's like it's very Kirk Cousins. That's like losing to the good teams, obviously, but I bet half of them to the Cowboys.
Well, does the one of them count?
I bet there's a few to the Eagles in there that have just
the playoff game to the Eagles probably counts. That was last year.
But also, 2-3 years ago, the Giants are a very, very bad team.
Yes.
Like, overall, not just, like, the offense. And, again, I'm not, like, he has to play better, I guess. Like, he's just, that's what we get with Daniel Jones. He doesn't do a lot wrong. It's just you're not getting the elite.
Sometimes he doesn't do a lot of exceptions.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a stat that troubles me a little bit with Daniel Jones. So last year he had 5 interceptions in 16 games. This year he has 4 interceptions in 3 games.
But see, that's where I think you're stat watching, like the one last night.
Right.
It's square in the hands. The pick six. He's made 2 of them were bad, 100%.
Three of the 4
hit Saquon's. No. 3 of the 4 were bad.
No, 3 of the 4 have been off. His own guy's hands.
Right, but so
like the Saquon one square in his chest, he got rocked and the ball flies.
I'm not saying this is entirely Jones' fault, but I'm sure last year some of those 5 also may not have been his fault. At the end of the day, though, the receivers were either making the catches. Something's changed because we're seeing now. It might just be the competition is so much tougher in these 3 games. I don't know.
No, I mean it's just 3 really bad bounces.
Yeah,
we just laid it out. They hit him in the hands.
I mean, playing Cowboys and Niners definitely doesn't help.
That doesn't help.
Right.
Not one bit.
Yeah, they got to go get one against.
I'm really
the
curious
Seahawks.
for this Seattle game because I think you guys have had a really unfairly difficult schedule, or like bizarrely easy. With that second game against Arizona. I want to see how you play against a team more on your level.
The Seahawks are literally on our level, so that's where
they did beat us last year. That was a bad game we had.
They did, but that's still it's still their team that if we beat them, we're
Seattle.
back.
Everybody goes to Seattle and has problems. Everybody.
No, they're
Seattle's
solid team.
always had a home field,
and we kind of caught them when they were still hot. They cooled down the end of the year, but no, that's a huge game for us. Massive game.
Massive. I'm gonna make the fatal mistake of saying the other intriguing game, I think, of 2 teams kind of fighting for their life is the Patriots-Jets, which means we might not get to any other games today.
Wait. Before we move on, though, did you see how weird before we move on from the Giants game, the Andrew Luck thing was one of the weirdest things.
Why would he do?
You didn't see that yesterday?
He looked like a Civil War general.
You know the.
Well, it's the meme account.
Yeah, but it was him.
No, I know. I'm saying he dressed up as
he was playing into it.
Like the meme account that does the Andrew Luck thing.
General Luck.
General Luck.
Maybe.
So he
Not
was
really.
off to the side after the game. They were doing their like Richard Sherman, all of them were doing their post game, whatever, and he was off to the side, wearing like a general's outfit from like the 1800s. It looked like, and
You have a picture, Phil?
and then he ended up going on to the thing, but it was just the most weird
guy.
thing of all time.
He's a weird guy.
I mean, it was funny. I thought it was. I think he played into I haven't been around, and this is what. But that guy also, that meme account hasn't tweeted in like a couple months.
He's like trying to bring it back.
I think he's just
having fun.
I think he's just late on.
That's bizarre.
You know what? If he did it, maybe.
I think if someone didn't put him up to it, him doing it is a weird move.
I could see Andrew Luck being the guy to get on camera and be like, "What's up?" Like I do see him catching up to pop culture. Like
yeah.
A year later, he's like,
yeah.
He's like, have you heard about these iPhones?
I was just gonna say, check out my iPhone.
Yeah, it's like, but I think he's probably also like, dude, Andrew Luck's like what, 33, 34?
He's just a loser, though. I mean,
Probably, yeah.
I think
he's a weird guy.
Why is he a loser?
I think he's
a guy.
He's just
No, he's a weird guy.
You could be a weird guy and not be a loser.
Someone's probably like, hey, let's get you back in the media here. Let's get some more money going. You've been out of the league for how long and haven't done like Andrew Luck was one of the best quarterbacks.
Andrew Luck is the guy that made whatever X million dollars, and he wears Old Navy t-shirts.
Yeah, he's like a Larry David.
He does have it. I mean, let's not feel too bad. He's got a degree from Stanford, I think, or at least 3 years.
Oh, I don't feel bad.
He made a lot of money.
He's like a legit architect.
I don't feel bad for him at all. It's just more like this Andrew Luck story is one of the weirdest stories in football.
It is.
He was at the top, then just kind of just was like, all right, I'm good.
I'm honestly surprised more guys don't do that. Like, you have so much money, and it's like,
when
all right, what am I?
That though, you're a competitor.
Well, that was the famous thing with Tiki Barber. Rick Riley wrote an article in the back of Sports Illustrated back before Rick Riley lost his marbles, and it said to Tiki Barber who walked away while he could, and what they referenced was, Big Ev from the 80s, 14 knee surgeries. He's in a wheelchair, or in a walker. Marty Mush, this guy from '94 with the Packers, his back is giving
CTE
him
with
so
Marty
many
Mush.
problems. More body injury.
There's no CTE.
Did not. Why are you taking it to CTE? You just heard me. Let's recap. He said Big Ev, knee problems.
Yeah.
He said Marty Mush, back problems.
Yeah.
Where in that did I say, hey?
I heard Marty, and I immediately went to brain damage and things like that.
All right, fair enough. But he brought in a bunch of guys that had body aches and they can't get out of bed and it hurts. So he said, Tiki was like, all right, I still want to enjoy my life. I had a good career. Whatever. I thought it was an interesting kind of piece. It was walked away while he still could. So
and I think that's smart, but some people can't when you're such a competitor and you are a guy who's your whole life has been dedicated to the NFL. One, people are scared for the next chapter because
guys stick around too long. Let's be honest, Brady stuck around too long. That's a crazy thing to say because
I don't know.
That last year did not.
Yeah, but
I
think if he played this year, he stuck around too long.
Fair enough, but you can ride into the sunset. He had a bad You had a bad
Brees-
year.
Drew Brees-
And I
Just
get
because,
it.
wait, Rico, I got to stick up for my guy Brady here. Just because he wasn't a top 5 quarterback last year doesn't mean he wasn't a top 15 or a top 20 quarterback.
Top 10, I would say.
Yeah,
I would
but
even
that's what I'm
argue.
saying. Just because we're not used to seeing him in that top echelon category.
To have an ugly, all right, fine. If his
Thank
stats
you.
didn't depreciate too much, but to have a bad
Appreciate that.
loss, to go out like that, like you could have ridden off in the sunset. I don't know. I
should
thought.
have listened. If he
I don't
retired
think it's
after
a
that
crazy thing
Super
to
Bowl,
stay. Brady stuck
awesome.
around a little bit, just a hair too long.
I think Drew Brees did.
I'm just saying Tom Brady was robbed of an MVP the year before he retired, so healthy debate.
Tom Brady did one of the coolest things of like leaving the Patriots, winning the Super Bowl the next year with the new team is one of the cooler things you can do as a older quarterback as well.
Nuts. Speaking of Brady, I guess Patriots-Jets. I think this is probably the most intriguing game on the board of the week. Last week we had a lot of games, I said, in the 1 o'clock slate. Teams fighting to not go 0-2. I thought that slate was really loaded. This is
It's a bad
not
slate
really
if they're
necessarily the best.
Oh, it's a lot of like uneven matchups.
Yeah, it's not great. Patriots-Jets though really stands out. in
Oh
terms-
no, I think
Patriots trying to get off the mat.
Vikings
Jets
Chargers
still-
gonna be great.
Jets still trying
Yes.
to stay relevant. Yeah, okay, that's
Marty-
fine. Vikings, Chargers as well. But those are I think the main card here is Patriots-Jets.
I think this Patriots-Jets game is almost, it sounds crazy to say it in week 3, but almost a playoff game. Here's why I'm saying this, in that whoever loses this game is so fucked, because both the Pats and the Jets have a really tough schedule.
Yeah, it's a stick-around game for the playoffs.
Pats
I
can't
see
go
a
to
team-
0-3.
Yeah.
The Jets have Zach Wilson now, going to 1-2, and then we have this buzzsaw schedule upcoming.
It's the loser leaves town match.
Yeah,
pretty much.
this is a must-win for both teams. Excuse me.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say about Chargers Vikings. That's like a true loser. Like somebody's going to be 0-3, and their season's over.
Yeah.
And I think whoever wins that game, I think is going to get a shot in the arm of life.
You got to think it's going to be the Chargers, right?
I don't know, man.
I kind of nothing locked in. I kind of want to bet the Vikings to be
In
honest.
Minnesota.
Too. And Eckler is a no, right? Well, we don't know yet.
Last week.
I think probably not. It's
But like
looking under.
that, Eckler is a big part of the offense. I mean, I know it's a running back; they still should be fine. But I don't know the Vikings. I kind of like the Vikings too. Not even against my Justin Herbert thing. I'm definitely taking the over. I can tell you that.
It's one. I believe it's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
54.5 is the biggest over-under of the week.
Clemmer and Dukes, did you guys find out? I figured, I was like, listen, you guys have been at each other nonstop, and the chat needs to see something from it. I think there should be a bet. You agree with Big Ev?
Dude was actually he was informing me before the show when I was just hanging out. He said a few of the punishments that were put on the table. I'm in favor of the spray tan.
People want to do the spray tan. We can do the spray tan. People want to do
Clemmer,
that.
I'm not gonna lie. You were being kind of a whole little like.
I don't think I was.
You- no,
but
no,
that's
no.
fine.
When you're on Pick
I guess
Central-
we were talking off air.
When
But
you're
I
on-
guess we'll bring it on air.
Yeah.
It's fine. This is kind of a shitty move, Dukes, but we can do that, I guess.
Clemmer, the whole point of us talking off air was so we could bring it on air.
Well, we're going to bring the
See,
bet
the
on air.
thing-
We were
the
going to
thing
come
is,
to an
Clemmer,
agreement on a bet on
the
air.
thing
but
is, Clemmer,
I guess is what we're doing.
you
That's
don't
all right.
want-
I'll do this again then in the future. That's fine.
Do what?
No, it's fine.
What are you even referring to? Talking about a bet that we were talking about planning on
Right,
bringing
we were
onto the air?
planning it, and then we're going to bring a bet to the table. We're going to come to an agreement. Like
Yeah,
we
we did.
both agreed we didn't want to shave our head. Like we were trying to come up with something that was fair for both of us.
I said I brought up some punishments.
Now you're calling me, but now you're saying I wasn't doing that.
You tucked your tail between your legs.
I don't think I did, but all right.
What's on the
I
table?
thot it was going to be where we're waxing a
I thought we were going to do that too, but he apparently
I'm in favor of the
that's
waxing.
not good enough for him. So.
I honestly, when I said that, I thought you guys had talked about it yesterday.
It was
Yeah.
you
I
didn't
realized
get the
I
full
dropped-
you didn't get the
dropped the
full
bomb.
context, Big Ev.
That's
I
a
don't
mistake by you, Ed,
I
to
was-
think
I
that
was
they
just told it- I
talk.
was just
They
told it was
just
a-
yell.
I was just told it was a bet over, obviously, the game.
Yeah, no, you didn't get the full context.
What's on
No,
the table?
was
I will.
about
I'll
that.
give Clemmer his flowers. Clemmer is one of my favorite guys in the office in the past 2 months. He's one of my favorite guys to talk sports with. Yell, talk. He's just as stubborn as I am. He's just as big of an idiot, I think, as I am too. When he comes on the air, he talks.
Zero
He
disagreement
talks.
so far, really.
He talks with his chest out, and that he's right all the time on the show, which I
There's not much of a
respect.
chest there.
Yeah, but then when he's off air talking to me about the Patriots-Jets, every single time I brought up a bet that I was willing to do with my Patriots losing, what I would do, you said no. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think that's true. I think we were coming to an agreement.
I will stand up for Clemmer a little bit. I get it. I understand there's bets where you have a real life outside. You don't. He's got things going on. Probably didn't want to do it. I get some of it, but I also know what you're saying, Dukes, because he is a little more. I think he knows a little bit that the Jets are probably going to lose.
I don't know about that. I'm not as confident as I would be with Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going to this game saying we're. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm betting on the Jets, but at the end of the day, Zach Wilson's my quarterback, so I'm not going in there super confident. But like I would be, like talk about like growing a mustache. Like, do I really want to grow a mustache? If people like that's what we decide, I guess. But like,
All right. So what's you guys right now? What's the last
Shave,
thing?
wax the leg on air.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. We'll have Joey.
Does Clemmer even have leg hair to wax?
I do. Why do you say it? Why do you think I don't have leg hair?
I'm asking a
I don't have
question.
chest hair. I'll say that.
Never seen you like.
You're not that far.
Yeah, I've never seen Clemmer in short.
You have a neck beard, Phil.
Okay.
I'm saying, well, you have hair. I don't have that. So
I'm asking. I've never seen you in shorts, so I don't know if you have hair.
Waxing the leg hairs.
No leg hair is usually kind of a fat guy thing. Like,
What about-
I have, like no leg hair.
Oh, tell you. Speak it all. We're all here to talk about
What
it.
about an icy hot bikini?
I'm not doing it.
That's funny.
You
Basic-
tape it up and you set it in the whole thing. You got to cover the whole thing in bikini, and it starts going. You get a couple of minutes before it starts cooking, and you got to deal with it.
I'm good.
Dipping your ball sack in Bengay.
Do you guys have a play? I'm just curious your guys' perspective on the game.
If I had to, when both seasons are on the line, given the last 20 years, I know Clemmer doesn't think it matters. I'm going to take Belichick to figure it out, get his team off the mat. And I don't love this Patriots team, but they've shown me I think they go get it done.
Patriots 2.5 at Jets is.
As a gambler, from my perspective, this would scream Jets to me in any situation. Watching the Patriots, I do personally think, I know it's going to shock people, they were a little bit unlucky this year.
Wait, dude. Why do you think that's as a gambler's
Perspective,
you know,
2.5
Jets?
points, 2.5 points at home, seeing where the money is at the moment, feels like a lot of people are on the Patriots. So as a gambler, I'd probably lean Jets, just like in the don't take the publics type of side.
Yeah,
But
the most
from,
obvious.
From
like,
fandom, I do think that this is a bet where like the public Joe will win, because I just think that like Zach Wilson's numbers against the Patriots have been really bad.
it's just Belichick's going to figure something out. You got to lean. I'm okay. I can always back the Patriots here. You're going to take the Jets.
Under.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I did say this to
that's-
Clemmer too. If the Jets win this game, it's going to be, I legitimately think, like 10-7, 10-3.
I
don't.
think if
I don't think the Patriots are capable of. I also saw this stat. Gaz put this one up. Patriots have held teams to less than 24 points more than anybody in the NFL.
Yeah, that's a stat. I'll just stick up for Mac in this instance really quick. You have to compare it to other quarterbacks in the league as well.
Right.
Like-
no, but the Patriots have held the teams to less than 24 more than anybody
Right,
else.
but like I'm saying, what is that by like a game? There's so much more to stats. It's exactly what you talk about. You do it by like 13 times or whatever, but
Dude, I think
the next number could be 12.
I think this under
well,
could be.
If
holding
you give
people,
up 25 plus to a team,
Yeah.
Rico, you should probably lose that game in the NFL.
You know what
I agree
though?
with
I
that, but
do
holding
say-
teams to 24 more than anybody else.
You know what though? When we give these excuses, and I get what you mean, Dukes, but like
Marty, you just gave an excuse for Daniel Jones with
What
like
was the
how he is under pressure when Mac Jones has been the
That's
best
not an
quarterback.
excuse.
under
I
pressure.
just said that he doesn't do anything. Like you just think Mac is like really good. He's not.
I just don't think he's really bad.
He's very very average.
Also,
Yeah,
guess he
he's very
agrees with
very
you. I
average.
don't
And
know.
No,
I'm
I
not
don't. I
even-
You
don't.
agree with that or
I
no?
think he's been great this year. I think
You think he's been
been
great?
Yeah, I
that's
do think he's
where,
been great this
I-
year.
That's where you lose
I'm
me.
honest about my quarterback. He's not been great, Dukes.
I mean, in every single passing statistic, he's been top 10.
I mean, you could argue Patrick Mahomes hasn't been great this year.
Yeah. What?
Accurate.
Yes, you could. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say the Patriots over under only 36.5.
I
it's the
think
lowest in the
I
board
think
this
it could be 28, and I'd take the under.
Yeah.
Not even
That's
close.
this is a like 13-10 game, 17-10, 17-13 kind of game.
I think if it's low, to kind of Dukes' point, I think if it is low scoring, I think the Jets have the edge. I think if it's a high scoring game, I think at that point, then the Pats
bottom
are
line-
the better quarterback. So.
Bottom line, I don't think we need to like talk it anymore. It'll play out. We'll talk shit.
Yeah, it'll
on
play out.
Whoever wins,
But
we'll talk
it
shit
is-
to each.
Listen,
Oh, I want you to come down to earth about your guy one day. I want you to honestly talk about your quarterback.
I've said this. This is the last thing I'll say. I throw out last year, rookie year. He played great. This year,
Why do you
I think
throw out a whole
he's-
year?
He's stepped up his balls. His velocity's been way better this year.
We're talking about. Is he pitching?
He looks really well. He looks really good. He's top 5 in yards. He's number 1 in pass attempts. He has no run game.
They went toe-to-toe with the Eagles and should have beat the Eagles.
Yeah,
so.
he's played very well in the
You can
2
be
games.
excited about it. You can be excited about
No,
it.
but I just don't understand how you throw away a whole year, though. That's a big.
I'm not throwing away a year. I think that if you
said
have
that.
Matt Patricia as your offensive
Okay.
coordinator, you're not going to really succeed that much. You already used that argument as offensive coordinators can screw a young quarterback.
Yeah.
So it
No, I
is
mean,
what it is. We'll talk shit to each other on Monday.
sense.
Best of luck, Clemmer.
All right, so you guys kind of touched on Chargers, Vikings. We'll go, I guess, in terms of like best bets or what else stands out. I'll give you 2 really simple. I don't love the NFL board this week and have a great feeling about things. I did love the Chiefs last week. That worked out. I like 2 really simple overs here. Saints Packers over 42.5, and I like the Falcons Lions over 46.5. I don't see how those goes under. Maybe it's kind of a square play or a simple-minded philosophy, but I think Atlanta and Detroit are going to be in a track meet, and I think
That's where I get
Packers
scared
and
right
Saints
there.
can score a little bit.
I get scared there. The Falcons Lions one, I think the Falcons are starting to get into the public eye more again, and like they're like, everyone's all about the Falcons lately. I feel, and I get what you mean. I think if the Lions fucking could score 30 here,
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. The Falcons are. This is a big week because the Falcons haven't played anybody, right? They played.
Well, they played the Chiefs. Oh, sorry. The Lions played the Chiefs. The Falcons, no.
I would say the
Commanders.
Packers I consider somebody.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
middle of the road.
Nothing. But they haven't played anyone crazy. But this is
No,
like.
no,
I think the Lions are a test away. His first Ritter's playing away here. Obviously, his home record's unbelievable. But it's a big test here. That's an interesting game to me, actually. Lions Falcons.
Yeah, it might be one of the better ones of
I need my friends here because I'm struggling about bringing out my graveyard team.
Oh no, you
I'm
can't.
already thinking about
Oh,
it.
which one?
The Broncos.
Oh.
Oh no, Marty.
Already do it.
Yeah.
Do
Plus 6.5.
Let's do it.
Fuck me, dude. I really won't. I literally was like, I'm not betting on this team anymore. I'm not letting them get me. And then
You don't like Miami in Miami?
I think it's just 6.5. I don't know. This is what I'm saying. This is what I need to talk about.
Broncos keep this within a score.
Osco?
No. Dukes was looking at some different stuff. All right, so in terms of best bets for the NFL, again.
Wait, no. I'm wanted your opinion.
Oh, that one? I don't know.
This-
If you have a graveyard, stay away from it. I'm in my own graveyard, but I don't know. I don't want to bet the Broncos anymore. I think Miami is seems very simple to just think, oh, they're going to win by a touchdown. They're an electric offense. Broncos don't look good. So I kind of get you going against the grain, but I just don't want to root for the Broncos. Are still pathetic to me. They're just not a good football team. I don't want to bet the ugly teams anymore.
My best bet of the week, I love the Chiefs minus 12.5, as square of a play as that is. The Chicago Bears are an absolute mess.
Chaos.
Like, this just screams 48-0.
I have
Ev, what do you got best bet? Sorry, I'll get yours.
So I was between 2. I like the Colts a lot. Colts are catching 8 in Baltimore. They really haven't looked that bad. They looked pretty good, actually. I thought the game against the Jaguars that they should have covered with I don't care who starts, Richardson or Minshew. I think 8's a huge number. I mean, I don't think the Ravens have really done enough this year to really warrant that. They haven't looked super crisp on offense yet. Odell's already like banged up. I'll take the 8. And I'll just say for the other one I was looking at, I think I really love the Browns and a bounce back.
Yeah, I had that written down. I know they looked bad and Watson didn't look good. I like them at home. I have that, and I also like on Monday night, I think the Bengals might be my favorite play of the week the more and more it gets to. I don't know. Is Burrow really going to go 0-3?
I don't think so. Tough game, though.
Tough spot,
It's really
tough spot. All right, what would be,
I actually really like the Bengals too. They're
what
like
would be your
prime
best
time.
bet then?
My best bet. I had it up. It was. Where is it at? Holy shit! Holy shit!
I have a monster
Where's it go?
money line parlay.
Oh, do it.
I like Ravens, Cowboys, Chiefs, and Jaguars. All giant favorites.
4 legs, man.
4 legs. It's basically even money. It's minus 101. Ravens, I agree with Evan. They haven't looked super crisp on offense, but I think they are a better team. The Cowboys look amazing this year. The Chiefs, I think, are just going to like to Phil's point, like that's going to be a disaster for the Bears. And I like the Jaguars this week.
So
Look at those matchups.
we've
Yeah, I just
realized
think taking the top 4 picks in Survivor.
we realized what Clemmer has done, Big Ev, and Clemmer just took my spot of being the biggest square of all time.
Biggest square of all time.
You just took every team.
I'm the only guy that walked out of last night's game with wins.
You just took every
Yeah,
team
congrats,
that's
you won one.
8 or
What's
8
that, Ev?
points up.
I said congrats, you won one.
Well, no, I won more than one.
That's not
That was just
true.
one example.
I had Breeda's touchdown and I had Breeda's passing, so it evens itself out.
I'm just saying if you keep taking
Actually
favorites,
turned the profit.
like you just you don't like the Dolphins laying 6.5 at home against the Broncos? You don't like that?
I don't. I do like the Steelers. If we want to talk about underdogs, I like the Steelers.
What are the Steelers?
The Steelers are like a 1-point underdog here.
Plus 2.5.
I'm working with.
Clemmer's never seen a favorite he
You
don't
would
like.
probably lean-
I don't like betting against bad quarterbacks. I don't like betting.
I'm calling-
with bad quarterbacks.
I'm calling a hot take that juice parlay is going to lose. Someone's going to
Yeah, it's Survivor. You don't go top 4 in
Isn't that-
Survivor.
All it takes is one.
All it takes is one, but
What is that money line parlay? Minus 110?
minus 101.
Isn't that the
That's
point
insane.
of gambling, though? Like, to some extent, aren't spreads made so bad quarterbacks could cover the spread? It's supposed to be a representative of, like, how much better or worse a team is.
It can be,
Healthy
but it's
debate,
also like bad quarterbacks can make
Long
it
shot.
go south real fast. I think there's less variables with better quarterbacks, and that's why I feel more comfortable going that way.
I'm interested to see if the total is 48.5 and the Chiefs are laying 12.5. Can anyone pull up the Chiefs team total?
Yeah.
Because if it's under 28, you got to think
I would think, wouldn't it be?
it might be 31.
No, it'd be. I was going to say it'd be like 31.5.
That's
like
where
that.
I'm like a little worried, but I think the Chiefs finally. This is a get right game for the Chiefs.
I kind of see
30 and a
I
half.
kinda-
30.5. All right.
I think the Bears. If I can get 13, I think I almost have to take the Bears.
Bears is 60 and a half for their total points.
This is
I was saying spread, but yeah.
Oh, this okay.
No,
this is my one take on the NFL slate. That do you guys have any feeling on Houston, or am I alone on that? I kind of like the way Stroud kind of finished the game last week, 8.5 against the Jaguars. I think it's intriguing.
I have the
I think
Jaguars
that
in
people
my,
are going to
my
be really
monster
down.
money line parlay.
Okay,
I don't hate that, dude.
Houston money line.
I don't
I'm
hate.
kidding, Clemmer.
I don't hate that.
Yeah. I'll look at it more on Sunday, but that's one line that I wanted to just talk about. But
Mine is Bucks +5 against the Eagles.
I actually like that play.
Damn. Yeah, that's ugly.
5
Right with you.
at home.
At home too. I like that.
They could be looking at
That's
that.
Clemmer, I don't know if you know this
Yeah,
though.
no.
5, like even though the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, doesn't mean that they're just gonna win this game.
I like the
And they
Eagles a
could-
lot.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there we go.
And
He
they can
loves
win.
it.
Dude, I think Baker Mayfield isn't that great of a quarterback. Sorry, Marty.
He's
I
been a
think
top-
the Eagles are a very good
So,
team.
we're talking about
it's in
quarterbacks.
Tampa, I know that, but like
Baker's been a top 3
I
quarterback
like the
this
Eagles.
year.
Well, we're gonna
In
be
stats, you're a stat boy. You like, and a stat boy wants his stats. He's been a top 3 quarterback in the NFL this year.
2 games.
You just said we're just talking about 2 games for everyone else.
2 games.
Marty, can
I
I
bet
be a stat
Mahomes
boy
had 2
really
games
quick?
that I still believe in him though.
Yes, stat boy.
I saw a good stat for Stat Boy. Stat Boy, you like this? No quarterback in the
How many
NFL.
times do you say stat boy then?
All right, Stat Boy.
All right.
It's like healthy debate. We'll just call you Stat Boy.
all
every
right, that's
time.
fine. Been called worse.
I saw that Baker Mayfield on third down is 20 of 23, 87%.
Incredible.
Best quarterback in the NFL on third down. I think that's a huge stat.
Wait till he-
They've had a
he
tough
plays.
schedule this year too.
Wait till he plays the Giants. Number will go fucking through the roof.
Yeah,
You might.
100%.
Yeah. Haven't seen those stats. Crazy. All right, college a little bit. It's obviously loaded. I think tonight you got some decent games to wet your beak. We talked obviously tomorrow. We'll kind of go through different cards. Ev, what jumps out at you tonight? So I'm looking at a team I wanted to pull the trigger on last week and got a little gun shy. Is Air Force? I know it's on the road and Cordero's spunky, but Air Force, man, when they get going with that run, they looked unbelievable last week. I kind of want to lay the 6. Dave said on Pick'em, he goes, Wisconsin shouldn't be laying 6 to anybody else there. I kind of want to do that. And then another one that stands out that seems like a rat. Why is North Carolina State only laying 7.5 to a putrid Virginia team?
So that lines went down. It opened at like 10 or more. I think.
Yeah.
It's gradually going down and down. So I have 3 plays locked in for today. I have the over in that game. I love the over in Virginia NC State. I think NC State's going to score a bunch. I mean, I think they got a chance to get close to this themselves, but I'm staying away from the spread. It scares me that it's getting that low. So I was talking to Malasek this morning. He says he's pretty sure they're going to play this kid. What's his name? The kid Musket.
Okay.
But the kid they played, Calandria, they put the freshman, was way better. He's a gunslinger. He has way more like playmaking ability. He goes for it. I don't know why they're not playing him. I thought he looked pretty good actually. He made a few bad throws, but he was in a spot where they were down. He was trying to make plays and he made some good ones. But I like the over in that game. And going up, I like Purdue. I agree with Wisconsin. I don't think I bet I like Purdue in like 2 days ago. I don't think.
Yeah, we're gonna find out real quick about Wisconsin.
I don't think like Purdue is not good. I don't think Purdue's very good at all. But I don't think Wisconsin should be laying almost a touchdown on the road in the Big Ten to someone who's like not Northwestern, not like one of the bottom barrel teams.
Rutgers.
I like Rutgers. I think Rutgers is a lot better actually, but I like San Diego State too at home, catching 7 against Boise. They're still scrappy. They still play good defense. Boise has like they've looked pretty good. They covered against UCF at home, which I think UCF's a good team. I actually like them this weekend at Kansas State, but I like San Diego State catching a touchdown.
I'll tell you what, Kansas State. I know they lost last week. Kansas State. Remember last year they had Adrian Martinez and he was okay, and then Will Howard was popping in when he was hurt, and it was almost one of those things like, well, Adrian Martinez is Adrian Martinez. Should we go with him? But Will Howard looked better. I love Will Howard. I don't know if he's going to play. It just seems like at Kansas State there's this revolving type of door. I'm not forcing Will Howard out. He's my guy. But Avery Johnson looked pretty good, and maybe when he gets in there, he can get things going too. So I don't think Kansas State has as many problems as people think. I wanted to put
that
he's
kid Johnson
good.
helping out.
Yeah, I want to put that out there.
Well, they were just putting him in. They were just putting him in the run, and I mean,
right.
They could not stop him.
Yeah, I mean,
they knew exactly what he was. Every time he came in the game, they knew exactly what he was going to do, and they really he was someone who was getting 7 yards, 8 yards, 9 yards, 8 yards, just 15, like just chunks.
Yeah, so
I think he's gonna be good down.
They got a little depth. It's a good problem to have.
I think UCF is pretty fucking good.
Do you guys?
I think this lines went from like 5.5 down to like 3.5, which leads me to believe that Will Howard's probably not going to play. But I like UCF at 5. I still like him at 3.5.
Do you guys think a conference should dominate Fridays? Like not a big conference.
Yeah, I think the AAC should try to own Fridays.
Just like
Don't they have like Houston playing Friday nights?
But like they should
sometimes,
but
not all of them. I think they should own it. I think the AAC should try to own it.
You know, like listen, Friday's such a good day for not a huge conference. I feel like they should just like put every single game of their.
I think it's the
AAC. High schools about that though. Like, does that matter? Like, is it like Earn Friday is known for like being that's high school?
Not everywhere. Not everywhere.
No?
Not like that. Not Texas, but
I feel like for them,
and the AAC is UConn, Memphis. The AAC and the Mountain West are the perfect ones.
Yeah.
Have an early game and a late game. Give me a Friday night every week. Give me San Jose. Give me.
You know you're
that's
not
what Air Force is doing. So give me those Friday nights. Perfect on CBS Sports.
Watching on Saturdays. So watch it then.
One stat too about Air Force. So San Jose State, Air Force obviously runs the option. They're 320 yards a game rushing. San Jose State's defense is 182nd. They allow 170 on the ground. If Air Force can get this going, it's only 6. They're going to dominate the clock. It is a road game. It's tough, but
now just Recon. This is even how to go against you. I think it's relevant. They played 3 games. One of them against Oregon State, who's like an unreal offensive line. So and USC was another one. So just to give them a little devil's advocate, they played some stiff competition.
Yeah, but I mean, Air Force's option attack when it's rolling is hard to defend on a short week.
I just think it's fair. I think that was just a fair
absolutely. They definitely played a tough schedule.
They played two top 15, 20 teams right now.
It's worth taking.
Honestly, that's the game I've had the hardest time with that one because I went back and forth in the spread, so I'm probably not going to play it because I see where like Air Forces look so dominant on the ground, but I think San Jose State could maybe be spunky here at home. Probably not going to play it.
All right, so we haven't got your opinion yet. We've buried the lead a little bit. Ohio State, Notre Dame. Probably biggest game of the weekend and a loaded slate, which says a lot. What's your confidence level? What are you worried about with McCord on the road? Do you feel like Ohio State's playing a little shell game that they haven't shown us much except for last week? Does Notre Dame worry you inside the trenches? Like, what's the whole feel? Unpack the whole game.
Yeah, before you give your answer, this game's over already. You won. That's
The Viceroy?
that tweet ruined Catholics for the next 20 years.
I
That
converted
was,
to
yeah, no, I can't be Catholic anymore. What the fuck was that? Where do these what happens to these viceroys' brains? Where it's like, why are you coming after? Like it's fight week.
I mean, they change as a former viceroy, they change year to year. So I think this year they just got a soft one.
Also, like, Catholic Church got some bodies back.
I mean, that's what I was going to say.
It's very easy to.
I didn't want to. There's some things I could have said that I didn't say. Even
Yeah, I mean,
KFC
your motion says it all. Ev. Your motion says it all.
Yeah, that's right. You got me.
It's
KFC texted me yesterday. I was like, trust me, it was taking a lot for me. I was holding back. There were some more things I could have said.
And then they get in trouble and they just move them around. They hide them. They like, oh, you got in trouble in Wisconsin. All right, you'll change your ways. You won't go do something. Let's go put you in North Dakota. Fucking it.
Yeah,
it's
corrupt.
corrupt.
I don't know. But my feel on the game, I kind of think we're like the sleeping giant right now a little bit.
Brad made you his best bet. I don't know if you watched the show yesterday. Brad made you the best bet.
I got to see before I got on the plane when Eddie was on, so I didn't get to see Brad. But I just think right now we're a team that for some reason, and you look at even the polls, they've like dropped us from like 3-4 to like 6-7. I'm seeing even like I use this Baltimore material for my own brain of like Casey and Brandon got them ranked like 8th and 7th, and I'm like, for what reason? Like
Buckeye Brandon has him 8th.
Like what happened? Like what happened that like we're like people are just throwing us in the gutter?
Because you haven't looked good. You didn't look good over the first couple of weeks. That's all.
No, not over the first couple weeks. Like one game that we went on a Big Ten team on their own and beat them by 20. Like where we were platooning quarterbacks. We've let up a total of 20. This defense has let up 20 points in 3 games.
Did you think 35-7 with Youngstown State? You said that you had the playbook, right? You didn't want to show them anything.
It was 35-7, like 5 minutes in the third quarter, and we just pulled everyone. Like we didn't look bad. We rolled them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they've shown the whole playbook. I think last week was a dress rehearsal and they put up 63. So I'm split here. I do think Notre Dame's very good, and I think Hartman's very good.
This defense is the best defense we've had in years. I really believe that. So there's so much talent in the front seven. The secondary, the corners are very good as well. Igbo and Denzel Burke are fucking studs. The D line is just loaded. Linebackers, Eichenberg, these guys, Steel Chambers, loaded. I'm telling you, this team is for real. Let me go. This is going to be September 23rd, the Kyle McCord game. This is going to be the game where he wakes. Stop laughing.
I didn't laugh. I said
I laughed.
I said
no, Marty.
The man makes a statement. I said,
I know I laughed.
This is going to be the game that he wakes up America. That for some reason, America has unanimously decided he's this bad quarterback because he threw one pick in the first game of the year. This guy is a fucking stud. He is going to light it up. Right now, he is 50-1 to win the Heisman. You better get it in now because that thing might be 10-1, 15-1 come Sunday morning.
It fits. He's got a great point there.
This kid is the real deal. I'm telling you, he's very good. He sat for 3 fucking years. He knows this offense. He's a good quarterback.
So
he's going to play a very good football game.
In terms of the Heisman, you have a great point. The guy winning the out-of-conference game.
Oh, Brandon's got him like.
Brandon's wearing his Buckeye. He's Buckeye Scarlet.
Rico said, "Was that necessary?"
In terms of winning the big non-conference game in September moves you way up the charts. So if he's 50-1, that is 100% worth the sprinkle. Now he loses and you lose it anyway, but the risk reward there makes total sense.
There's another quarterback though too.
Yeah, but Hartman's
already moved. I know he's up
Hartman's
there.
already moved. You're not getting.
That.
You get what I'm saying?
I get it. Don't mansplain me there. I get it. I understand. But it's going to go lower too for Hartman as well. You can get a better number right now for him as well, where it's a guy that's obviously right now has a better chance to win it. But I get what Big Ev is saying.
Already moved to 10-1. I think.
Yeah, but then it's going to go to 7 to 6 to 1. Like there's a
50,
that's,
50
I'm telling you, this Notre Dame team.
Let me tell you something right now. McCord's not going to win the Heisman. I can tell you that. I can just tell you that. No, he's not. Even if he's good, if he wins this game, doesn't even mean he's going to win the Heisman.
If he goes 12-0, if you go undefeated into the college football playoff and you're the starting quarterback.
What if Jordan Travis goes 12-0?
I mean, he'll be
being
a Heisman candidate. you have a chance. You have a chance
but
to win
he's
it.
not going to go to. I'm just telling.
There's a lot of teams who could go
I
12.
get it. I understand the betting aspect. It's not a bad thing to bet it right now. But I'm just saying, getting a guy from 10-1 and 5-1 is a big difference.
If he has a
50 to
Heisman
1, if there's even a chance, isn't that
100%.
worth
I get it.
I
get
think
it.
I said a
But
sprinkle.
with Big Ev, I want to listen. The one thing I do agree with you. I do think that they have changed the team where it's not like slinging the ball, offense. I do think that it's defense first with a quarterback that's not going to make a ton of mistakes. I think that he's not a guy who's. I mean, this is a big game. You're right. I just don't think he's going to take over the game. But I still think Ohio State wins this game. Am I wrong? I understand what you mean that he could. He definitely could. He could open it up.
I'm telling you, I think people are just so asleep on his ability. He's really good. I'm telling you, this game. I'm putting all my chips on this game because this is the game that everyone's gonna watch. This is the game where you can't. If he plays well, you can't be like, oh, it was against Youngstown or it was against Western Kentucky. You're gonna say, oh, he went to South Bend and played his balls off and dropped his nuts on the Irish and came home back to Columbus with a big W. And throw his name in the Heisman.
Are you a little worried?
Another thing.
Are you a little worried about the first like true road game, like a tough environment at night in South Bend?
No, because not that Indiana is going to be anything even close to South Bend. I think that was the game where he kind of got his jitters out. That was the game where he was a little jittery. It was his first start.
This is prime time night game.
No, but I'm saying, he was at that. Still around snaps and series. It is his team. You saw I know it's Western Kentucky, still they're a decent a good G5 team. We dropped 63 on him. He threw for 300 some yards in the first half, lit him up. And that was the first game where they said you're the starter, your team. Devin Brown's not playing unless it's a blowout. He came in at the end in garbage time. It's your team. He was incredibly accurate. He knows, like I said, he knows the offense in and out. Him and Marvin Harrison have an incredible chemistry going back to high school. And another thing, just go with our defense too. And just overall, our overall talent base. Notre Dame's a good team. They don't got the dogs like we got dogs. we got the Jimmies and Joes for real. If you think they got the same caliber of talent that we do, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out tomorrow night that they don't.
Can I ask a stupid question? Maybe it's a little harsh of a take. Is Notre Dame that hostile of an environment to go to anymore?
I was going to say that.
I'm really asking that. When I think of really hard ones, you're going down to Florida, no denying. Yeah. You're going to any SEC school pretty much. You're going to Camp Randall. You're going to Ohio State. You're going to Michigan. I think Notre Dame got a little soft over the years. I also think it's a lot of alumni, donor, fans. I don't know if it's
people
raucous.
from Chicago. It's people from Chicago going to see Notre Dame.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's raucous. That's my point.
No, but I'm saying it's going to be a home game for Ohio State.
I got 3 words for you, Reed.
No, it is
Frank,
not gonna. We cannot say it's
Frank's
a
gonna be
home
there.
game for Ohio State.
It's going to be a
Ohio
sea
State
of red.
travels.
It's not a home game.
It's not a home game
some
for
red.
Ohio State.
There's going to be a sea of red.
Yeah, but that's what people say about they travel, but it's still Notre Dame. Notre Dame.
Yes, but
I'm not.
I don't
understand
know
what
if
you
Notre
mean.
Dame
It's
is
not
a
like a
raucous environment.
It's still kind of I'm not saying it's a top fucking 5, but it's still Ohio State, Notre Dame at Notre Dame. It's going to be fucking loud for Notre Dame. That's just
it's definitely going to be loud. But I'm saying in terms of just the overall scape of college
you're
football,
terrified.
I don't know if I put Notre Dame in the top tier of raucous environment.
Sure.
Let me say this. I would say if a 10 in college football is let's say Death Valley LSU a Friday a Saturday night huge game. If that's a 10, I really even think this game at Notre Dame a huge game like this, they're a 5.
5?
They don't. I'm telling you that I'll even admit Ohio State doesn't get as loud as Tennessee does.
No, I wouldn't say Ohio State's a scary.
And Ohio State is way more ruckus than Notre Dame would be. No, Rico made a legitimate fair point. It's still a tough road environment. But it is compared to the tough ones. It's not.
What's the chat saying? The chat seems like they're dunking on that, or they think I made a good point.
Somebody goes, it literally happened with Georgia, and Columbus is 4 hours away. Georgia took over Notre Dame Stadium.
Yeah. Okay.
So, there will be a lot of scarlet and gray in the crowd for sure. You'll see a lot of scarlet.
It's not going to be a home game for Ohio State.
Not a home game, but let's put it this way: if Notre Dame doesn't have the best home field advantage already, I do think they can get infiltrated like that.
20%?
Somebody-
Do you get 20%?
This year with Sam Hartman, like this year, I just
I know,
feel
it's
like
just
they
not
have a little more. I get it. I'm not saying
Also,
it's like the
here's
swamp.
a fun one.
Rico.
Let's do this. Ev probably knows. How many students go to Notre Dame? If you had a guess,
I
I think
literally
I know. I think I know a ballpark.
have no idea. I couldn't even guess.
you have to take
Rico,
a guess for the game.
Rico, you know the answer.
I'm close. I think I'm close.
Guess.
I think I have a. Go ahead, Marty. You go first.
Take a
I think I have
guess.
a general.
How many people go to Notre
Well,
Dame?
now I don't know if it's like I feel like it's a lot lower than that.
lower than
That's
I would thought.
maybe the
yeah.
point.
Yeah, that maybe that means they're more rampant.
Should I just? I
I just love how it's. Hey, guess a number, and the fucking guy won't guess a fucking number. How many people go to Notre Dame?
I'll say 15,000.
Yeah, I think it's.
I was going to say around 15 to
It's
20.
Let's say
15 to
40.
No, that's the point. It's 15 to like. I
No.
thought it was 8 to 12,000.
Well, it's really hard to
It
get into
is
that
undergrad.
school.
It's 9,000.
It's even lower. It's 8
With
to 12.
grad students, though, it might be. It's probably more.
Grad students. I
Wait,
don't
Rico.
count.
Also,
8 to 12 students just alone is a downtick of like raucous crowd. You know what I mean?
I'll try to pull it up. But
I was amazed when I heard that at Notre Dame that there's only 8,000 on.
Really hard to get into there.
Yeah, it is really hard, but it
That's
also
why, yeah.
means you got a bunch of kids who wouldn't know a football if you shoved one up their ass.
somebody goes look at the Cincinnati game at Notre Dame. Cincinnati took over.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, do you think they can get 20% Ohio State fans in there?
100%.
more.
And they get
more.
40%.
No.
I'm going to say I like 30.
30. The third of that stadium is Ohio State
Yeah, I
fans.
just
So we're in the Midwest. Like this is the Midwest. This
Yeah.
is where like a lot of Ohio State people are at.
Ohio State has nothing else.
sometimes I think people think of the
That's all-
glory
that's all
days
they
and
got.
it's playing the
Ohio
fight
State
song
fans.
and
They dot the I.
No,
Don't forget that.
That's all you got. It's fine.
It's exciting to dot the
you gotta,
I.
you got to remember, Ohio State fans grew up with both the pro teams in Ohio being horrendous. And not
Yeah,
only
that's all
the
they got.
like the Indians being bad, Cavs they love the
The
Buckeyes.
Cavs are pretty good.
Not most of their lives.
If Ohio State loses, are they done? Or you think they'll still be
I mean,
no,
I'll
you can, the way the playoff you can navigate
to
through.
play the devil's advocate, if there was a game to lose, this would be the one.
Yeah, you navigate. You can navigate back through. They would have in order to win the rest
they still
out. They
got
would have had to
Penn
be a
State
major
and
conference champion, have to take down Michigan, have to take down either Wisconsin or Iowa on that side.
Penn
Let's
State.
say.
We got to play Penn State too.
Yeah, exactly. There's ways to get around it.
I'm gonna airdrop you guys a picture of the Cincinnati game.
All right.
I just want to say, if Notre Dame wants to win this football game, Frank Tank's in the building. You got to have him go to your locker room, deliver a pregame speech, because that's the only way you have a chance of winning this game.
I can
Wow.
imagine
I agree, Tank.
the 4-star DN for Notre Dame being like, who the fuck is this guy? No offense.
You know
Who
him.
the fuck is Daniel Vogelback? And what does he have to do with winning this ball game?
All right, run through, I guess, some of the rest of the college. We kind of touched on it yesterday. Florida State, Clemson. I tried to zag here. I think I'm flipping my pick back. I don't want to take Clemson. I just don't want to. I'm okay losing.
So
I know Clemson's the sharp play, or seems like the sharp play.
So I have an official play that is locked in. It's sealed in. 99.9% of the time, I would take Clemson. I am taking Florida State, and I'm doing it with knowing there's a chance I might wake up, or not wake up. I'd sit there at 3:00 with egg on my face. I just do not believe in this Clemson team.
Neither
I don't
do I.
believe.
I just don't want to root them. I just don't want to root for them. That's where I'm at. I don't want to root for them.
I think Florida State got their wake up call last week. I think them playing so bad at Boston College makes me feel better about them going into this game. I think Dabo has become. I just don't think they coach well on offense. Like their play calling is not very good. I don't think Klubnik's very good. I think their recruiting has gone down immensely in terms of the talent they have, really on offense and defense. And I think Florida State has some guys, not only at quarterback but on offense, on the defensive line, from like Keon Coleman to the big guy Johnny Wilson, the tight end Jaheim Bell. Like they have guys everywhere. I took Florida State on the money line -130. I didn't play with the points. I took the money line -130. Florida State locked in. That's the
I
play.
think I'm flipping. I think I'm flipping off of Clemson. You know what? This game gives me a little bit of vibes. I could be wrong. Remember when Louisville? It was like, oh, Louisville's only a point favorite to Florida State with Lamar Jackson, and they went and absolutely smashed Florida State. I think we might get a little bit of that reverse here. I think Florida State, it's like, why is it so close? And we're giving Clemson a lot of credit like we were giving Florida State credit back then. And I think to Ev's point, they might just have the dudes. And when I turn this game on, I don't want to root for Dabo and Clemson. I want them to go away. I want new people in the playoff picture. So I don't
trust them anymore.
I'm officially flipping. I'm taking Florida State.
I guess maybe I'm going to ask a basic bitch question here, but I don't really understand. Like, Florida State's ranked 4th. Clemson's not ranked. And it's a 1.5 point spread.
Well, it's still Clemson at home. Clemson still has the pedigree. Dabo swing. Like, there's a lot of elements to that.
So why isn't Clemson ranked then?
Because they lost to Duke.
Lost to Duke.
They got blown out by.
They got smashed.
Duke's also like good. I think they're good.
Okay.
They're solid.
Yeah,
Solid
21st in the country. What else runs through the card in terms of college?
I mean,
you're doing
there's
day
so
off. You're always going to do day off.
No, I've
so many huge games.
I'm gonna do day up, but I have games that I like Ole Miss. I'm sorry, I like Alabama against Ole Miss. I switched. I was all over Ole Miss, and then I kind of started thinking about Milroe coming back. I think this is the best number you'll get them at. And when I was talking to Brad, I actually kind of agreed. Like, Texas is way better than Ole Miss, and it's the same number at home that Alabama's going against Ole Miss. So that's why I'm going with Alabama.
What else is on your card? I have full card.
So, I'll say honestly probably my favorite player. I'll say at least one of my favorite plays is a big game at UCLA Utah. I'm taking Utah at home. The number's gone up like 2 points, which leads me to believe and feel pretty confidently about it that Cam Rising's going to play.
I think Rising's going to play.
Which I think he's finally back, which I think is going to be huge for them. Last year I was wrong on this game. Last year, if you remember, listen, I was huge on Utah. I've kind of just become a Utah guy, just like Whittingham. They got a good program. But last year I was high on them. They went to LA. DTR, Chip Kelly just tore them up. Went there, beat them up pretty good. DTR obviously is no longer there. Dante Moore is still a very good quarterback. I think UCLA is still a very good team. This is not me like poo-pooing them. I think it's more just Utah does not, in Whittingham, they do not lose at home. They just don't.
Yeah, we talked about that. Like, what, 96% or 22-1 or whatever the hell it is?
They just don't lose at home. Cam Rising is their leader. Gives them a massive, massive boost here. The numbers went up to 6. I played it like 5 yesterday, but even like College Football Show, I gave it out at 6. I'll play it for the people. Like, I would still play it at 6. Anything like 7 or less, I still feel like really good about. I just think they're the better team, more rounded team, and I think they win. I just think they win pretty like. I think they win like a handy like by like 10 to like 13.
All right.
I think they win slightly.
Anything else jump out? Non-ranked, off the board, money in the crumbs. What are you looking at?
So kind of a bounce back one I like is I think Tennessee hammers UTSA.
Yeah, they're off the. I mean, it was 4-1 off the list. Especially if Frank Harris doesn't play. Heupel, too, I've looked in the past couple of years, off of losses, hangs it on people. I think Heupel's a list guy. I even as bad as Milton was, give me Tennessee off the list. They're big.
I think this is the game where he plays, like you see, he plays well at home, inferior team. It's 21. I think I got locked in 21. It's 21.5.
You want to be 20.5, yeah.
Still fine with that number, even if you can't get 21 in the hook. Like, you've got 21 in the hook. I think they just blow them out. Some other ones I had too. I'll just go through some of the plays I already put in. I like Westbah +6 against Texas Tech at home. They've been pretty scrappy. West Virginia. I think they should be able to run the ball pretty well, play some defense. Texas Tech has kind of been very like hit or miss. I'll take West Virginia. I said I wasn't going to do this, but I end up kind of getting talked into it and over just thinking about it more and more. I'm going to take Cincy +14.5 at home against Oklahoma. Kind of a bounce back spot for them too. They laid an egg last week, lost to Miami of Ohio at home.
I like that.
Oklahoma's just been steamrolling everybody. Now they're coming into town playing Cincinnati, laying over 2 touchdowns. I'll take Cincinnati. Also Penn State. I like Penn State. I think they hammer Iowa. I just think Iowa's not that good. I think Penn State is very good. It's a whiteout coming off. Penn State's more like they kind of almost laid an egg against Illinois and still covered.
14.5, man. Shit.
I was a spot, so I caught 14. I still would lay the 14.5 though. I just think this is a game where Iowa tends. When I think about Iowa over the last few years, they obviously play defense. Like, we know the style of game they play. But they tend to struggle with the teams that have real speed. And I think in the skill positions, like the running back receivers, Penn State has real speed. And I think that Drew Aller, I do think, is a good quarterback. And I think they're going to put some points on him here. I kind of like the over as well, 40. Because I think Penn State goes and scores like 30 points here.
Okay.
And I think Iowa gets enough to get the total. But I like Penn State in the over.
All right. Clemmer, what do you got for baseball picks tonight?
Yeah, let me pull that up. I have one. Twins run line. Pablo Lopez has been really good for the Twins this year. I like him a lot. Twins are also fighting for something. And I think when you get this late in the season, you got a team that's really playing for something. A lot of these teams are just, at this point, it's 10, 11 days left. They're just going to mail it in. So I like the Twins tonight.
Marty, what do you got on the card tonight?
I just have breaking news that Wake Up Mincy will be back in November.
Yeah, that was
Holy
Pick'em.
shit.
He broke the news today. He said, in case you didn't watch Pick'em, he said Dave Portnoy is very excited about it. Is it live? Do you know?
They're thinking about live, a little bit of a delay.
Worked out well the first
studio
time.
audio.
I heard 10-second delay.
Okay, that's smart.
Is the rumors out there?
I feel like that would be.
Yeah, there's no slur that's more than 10 seconds long, right? It should be okay.
Also, breaking news: he will not be doing any more karaoke on live.
Oh.
Okay, that's big. My card tonight is just Wisconsin -5.5, Virginia +8.5, and San Diego State +6.5.
San Diego State plus the 6.5?
Yeah.
All right, interesting. I got. Fuck, I want to add Air Force. We'll see. I might add something tonight. But big play of the weekend, I'm on Louisville. I think this Louisville team's a wagon. Can you pull that photo up?
Yeah,
That's a good
I'm
blend on
taking
that.
also just my two.
Oh, yeah, give your best bet because you've been pretty good.
Yeah, I'm 2-2. Not what the start I wanted, but I'm gonna take UMass -3.5. Played well at the end of the game last week. New Mexico's not very great. I like UMass at home -3.5. Kind of riding them this year. I
Phil, what
also
do you
like
got?
I also like UConn +21.5, and I like Clemson +2 at home.
Yeah, I just can't get there.
I said my best bet earlier. Chiefs -12.5. I'll add the Pats -2.5 to my card. I'll ride with Dukes. And sneaky pick here. I kind of like the Panthers +5.5 with Andy Dalton this weekend.
That is a sneaky ass pick for me, Meek.
I don't hate that. I don't hate the thought,
Sneaky
though.
ass pick.
What was that pick? Sorry.
Panthers +5.5 with Andy Dalton at QB.
Kind of
What do they have this week?
Phil.
They play the Seahawks,
I
and
thought about
Seattle
that.
ain't that good. So
Oh, interesting. All right.
I do.
I
Think
might take the
Seattle's
SDSU pick,
overvalued.
Marty. I kind of like that.
Yeah, this is a get shit if you're gonna go to the movies. Maybe try to go tonight if you got shit to do. Like
I'll pull
go
up,
tonight because Saturday is lock yourself in all day long.
and this is for the chat was asking for the pictures because they didn't believe us. Let's hope I did this right. This is Cincy at Notre Dame.
Wow.
The other picture was even more telling. He had a picture like the overhead. It was all red.
And that's Georgia at Notre Dame.
I'm telling you, man. 8,000
What?
students.
How was Notre Dame that year? I honestly don't know.
Top 25. They took
Yeah,
Georgia.
that
to
was
the wire. They did
2019.
take.
That was 2019.
They took Georgia to the wire
yeah,
that
they
year.
did.
I
just
also think that was. I think it was like one of the first game. I think it might have been the first game of the year. So the hopes were still. high.
No, it was.
It was
It was.
It was definitely September though.
It was definitely September. It was like week 2, week 3.
Yeah, it was 23-17. Notre Dame was ranked 12th, and Georgia was 4.
Because you know me, something in my personal life popped up, and I know where I was when
Yeah,
I
I know
watched that
exactly.
game on the old memories in the Time Hop little app.
I-
So I was like, oh, week 3.
I still have a Notre Dame fan telling me if they won that game and they didn't get robbed, they would have made the college football playoff that year. I still hear it.
Yeah, it's fair. All right, that's
So I like Cal
Yeah, give a plug.
late night on Saturday.
Cal late night on Saturday.
They're catching 21 against Washington. I'm telling you, Cal I think is pretty. Cal's like they're not with those like upper echelon Pac-12 teams. They're pretty good. I mean, they honestly they should have beat Auburn. They kicked the shit out of North Texas, who I think is a
Wilcox
good
still the
G5.
coach, right?
Yeah, he's a good coach, man. He's good.
I think he's good against the spread too.
He's very good as a
fucking.
dog. Like, they're catching 3 touchdowns against Washington. Give me Cal as well.
I gotta fucking take Jacksonville State.
Oh yeah, you got to take Jacksonville State.
Are we all riding that?
Yeah.
I think we all ride it.
Jacksonville
When is the
State?
game?
We all
When
ta-
is the game?
It is Saturday at 5 o'clock.
All right.
On
I
where?
think, I think this
ESPN
is
Plus.
a Pick Central group bet.
We're all on Jacksonville State?
Yeah.
All right, I'm in.
I have another Pick Central group bet. Water Dogs on Sunday.
Oh,
there
right,
you go.
right. Can I do a quick
Buffalo
promo?
Water Dogs.
I'm going to the PLL Championship. I'm actually missing the fourth quarter of the Jets game, Patriots game, so that's going to suck. But if you're in the Philadelphia area tomorrow, I'll be watching college football at the Barstool Philly Bar. There's free barbecue, $5 beers. Jordy will be smoking meats. I'll be sweating bets. So
Sick.
I have an RSVP link on my Twitter, on my Instagram. So check it out if you're in the Philly area.
Nice.
The Dukes meet and greet is going to be wild.
Honestly, smoking meats and sweating beds is a good tagline.
This is like the
Yeah.
scene in Bridesmaids where it's like they're giving the two are giving the maid of honor speeches and they don't want to have the final word. Like, Phil got final word. Dukes, you want to jump him up? We'll just keep going.
Meek's had a good week. Meek has been a good addition to helping us out back here.
Yeah. All right, Phil.
Go Water Dogs.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
I'm gonna say that Jets line might jump to 3. So if that's Jets plus 3, you gotta really like that.
No,
Low scoring game.
Are you trying to you bait me?
I don't like the Jets.
I think people think that I bring it up. You bait me.
We should end the show and just let them two sit in here for hours.
play it out. Right?
Should we just do a Jets hour to end Friday?
Yeah, you
Just
should.
an hour.
Yeah.
Honestly,
And you yelling at each
honestly
other about Bill Belichick?
I want to see how long people stay and watch till when you guys just keep going Jets Patriots and you don't stop until there's 0 people watching.
It would be me,
That'd be
him,
so
Obi.
fun.
So
Longs.
11 minutes.
No, imagine it was just like Monday. You guys are still going.
Big week for us. A big week for our teams.
No, I get it. I like it.
Things will dial down next week.
Yeah.
It's a big week for us.
Yeah. All right. That
Oh,
was.
yeah, we'll dial
Wait, no,
down,
we're not
sure.
done yet.
We're not done yet? What do you
Obi
got?
Lungs gave out Auburn A&M under 51. Anyone telling him? He's a good chat guy.
Who did?
Obi Lungs.
Oh, I like the over in that game. So if he's fading Rico, he's got a smart point the way the season's going.
I
I think I can
pause
turn
that.
it around.
I kind of like Auburn, and a lot of people I respect their opinion are taking A&M.
A&M's got a good quarterback. I like that kid Wegman. They've
He's
been an
good.
over team for me. They're an over team. Every week, the one where I said I got you onto it, I was like, look at the spread. They're
Yeah.
going to score. That game went over big. I think A&M's an over team. Went over last week against who'd they play last week? Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't go over last week, but they covered that big number of 36. It got real close. And whoever they were playing
Miami.
was Miami of Ohio. Was
No,
not
Miami, Florida.
No, that was
they
a
got
couple weeks
smoked.
ago.
They
That
got
was a couple
They got
weeks ago.
smoked, but it was the
They won
overhit.
off the bounce back last week, and whoever it was knocking on the door to get into. I think it was ULM knocking on the door to get in to get you the over. So A&M did their part.
I also like South Florida this weekend. I'm officially adding them. I know Brad was a little scared. I like.
See, Dukes, I was gonna say I think reverse of that.
yeah, I
I
think
think Rice is the play.
I know. I really like that South Florida offense. I think that Rice's defense isn't that good. I don't think South Florida's offense is that good. Rice, I bet on Rice as my mortal a couple weeks ago. They had a 28-0 lead and blew it. Had to go to overtime. So
Against who? Houston?
yeah, I mean,
Houston
South
ended up winning that game
They covered though. They covered.
covered.
by 2? Yeah, that was crazy. All right, that's Pick Central. Enjoy the weekend. Park your ass on the couch tomorrow. Enjoy the games. And go Water Dogs, apparently, for Phil. Go Water Dogs.
Oh, Buckeyes.
Go Jets.
Go Louisville.